Prince Harry just scored a massive win against the British tabloids. He got them to apologize for unlawful information gathering. And now Piers Morgan and others are on the defensive. Welcome to Popcorn Planet. I am Andy Signore. This story is wild. For those of you unaware, Prince Harry is actually suing 3 of the major tabloids out in the UK for not just invasion of privacy, but phone hacking. And yes, it's easy to sort of go after Prince Harry and Meghan. Oh, my privacy tour. But this goes above them. The fact that these tabloids were allegedly hacking these people's phone and more, other people's as well, getting sort of through a bug that was there that apparently now has been fixed. There was a point there where they were able to get the PIN number and get into voicemails and check them on celebrities across all over, not just the royals, but the royals included. And Prince Harry has made it his mission to go after these tabloids. And you can't blame him. This is the same tabloid garbage that I believe took his mother's life by chasing her down that tunnel. This is something that obviously is extremely important to him. And it's one thing that I am going to support him in. Let's get to the truth of this. We should be allowed to pursue this. And see, this isn't just about, I want privacy, ha ha ha. This is literally about doing criminal acts and checking people's voicemails. Not okay. And yeah, in the first day of this trial, the first of 3 that he's going after, the tabloid's owner, Daily Mirror, had to admit and apologize to unlawful information gathering. Now, this isn't actually admitting to the phone hacking per se, but it's enough to give Harry a big start of this trial. He's expected to testify later in June. And I'm definitely going to keep an eye on this case because, look, have your feelings on Harry and Meghan. That's besides the point to me. Let's get to the facts. What are the facts here? And I want to go to some of the most damning stuff, including allegations against the editor at the time over there, Mr. Piers Morgan. Court has seen new evidence linking Piers Morgan to phone hacking at the Mirror. Fresh evidence filed to the court includes a claim from journalist Omid Scooby, who claims he heard Morgan discussing the use of voicemails while doing work experience on the Mirror's entertainment desk in 2002. He recalls during one of those days in the office, the editor, Piers Morgan, came over to talk to someone about a story relating to Kylie Minogue and her boyfriend, James Gooding. Mr. Morgan asked how confident they were in the reporting and was told that the information had come from voicemails. Former Downing Street official Benjamin Wegg-Prosser recalled asking Morgan how the Daily Mirror had obtained a story about an affair between the England football manager and the television presenter. Mr. Morgan asked Mr. Prosser which network provider he used for his mobile phone and then told him the default PIN for that network, and then explained that the default PIN numbers were well known and rarely checked, which is how mobile phone messages could be accessed remotely. He then said with a smile that the story on Mr. Erickson and Miss Johnson was obtained through that method. Former Mirror political editor David Seymour recalled an incident in which Morgan obtained a voicemail left by Paul McCartney in which the singer sang a Beatles song to his then-girlfriend Heather Mills as part of an attempt to patch up the relationship. Mr. Seymour recalls that he was walking through the newsroom one day, likely in March 2001, and Mr. Morgan was standing in the middle with a group of reporters around him, holding a tape machine, and played the message to all present a number of times, laughing mockingly. Mr. Seymour recalls that the Beatles song played by McCartney was actually "And I Love Her." Morgan has always denied any knowledge or involvement in phone hacking. These are damning charges. TMZ, whoever the tabloid is, anybody who's resorting to going through one's voicemails, that should be criminal. It's insane that people are going through and figuring out ways. Now, there was a bug and you could argue, but still the fact that they're going about this is wrong, and that's why he's denying it. But to say that there are all these witnesses, I look forward to this court pursuing due process for Mr. Morgan and everybody else. Let's see what happens here. So far, it's not looking good. It's not looking good because they've already had to apologize. They're already admitting, we've done some unlawful stuff. And they usually just pay people off, including the royals. Prince William took a settlement and then went hush-hush. And Harry is alleging that the Queen herself also made a secret deal with Rupert Murdoch that was basically a secret agreement that they paid, apologized privately, and then it was sort of stopped to avoid more dirty stuff and royal gossip coming out, which has happened previously to now King Charles and others. But as we break this through, this is wild. And then one of the cast members of this show, Coronation Street, felt like they were basically a mole. Everyone thought they were the mole, and everyone just talks about this sort of the paranoia that was set as all these stories were getting leaked, and everyone's like, how are they getting this information? How are they getting this intel? And they've sort of joined forces to do this. Anyway, Piers Morgan how did he reply? He just showed the South Park meme. We want our privacy. Let's stop looking at us. And yeah, haha, yeah, I'm all for mocking these two. Don't get me wrong. But Piers, this is some serious allegations that you're being accused of. I need a little bit more than you just mocking them. Stop deflecting and let's actually get to the bottom of it. Because previously, Piers Morgan has just been very clear this is all nonsense. Oh dear, are Prince Privacy's recollections varying again? When is this permanently angry, narcissistic little twerp going to stop whining, stop suing, and stop trashing his family, stop damaging the monarchy, and just shut up? He's been very aggressive in his stop, leave us alone. But now here is reporters on his doorstep today, as this has all been revealed in a court. Here's what Piers Morgan has left to say.
Hello.
Are you prepared to apologise?
All I'm going to say is I'm not going to take lectures on privacy invasion from Prince Harry, somebody who spent the last 3 years ruthlessly and cynically invading the royal family's privacy for vast commercial gain and told a pack of lies about them. So I suggest he gets out of court and apologises to his family for the disgraceful invasion of privacy that he's been perpetrating.
The High Court heard today that there were illegal practices.
That's all I got to say. All I got to say.
While you're at the helm. Are you willing to apologise?
Apologise? I think Prince Harry should be apologising for his disgraceful invasion of privacy of the royal family. And others, by the way.
Thank you.
So not a denial. Not I never did that. Nothing. This is Piers deflecting. And you can feel however you want about, sure, did Harry do that? Whatever. That's besides the point, in my opinion. Is he a hypocrite? Is Piers Morgan being a hypocrite here and doing the same thing? He doesn't get to get a pass just because Harry did it. He's just going to move the goalposts. Oh, yeah, I'm not going to apologize because Prince Harry should for what he did. No. We're talking about you now. Did you illegally use voicemail messages in your reporting, Piers? That's what we're discussing right now. We could discuss Harry, Meghan, and we've discussed them plenty. It's our turn to now point the finger at you. Were you illegally using voicemails? You can use all the memes and nonsense you want, but at the end of the day, I sense this guy is starting to get a little, okay, let me do the big defense. And there's going to be people that'll defend him just because they hate Prince Harry. And I think that's going to be entirely misguided. At the end of the day, the fact is, Harry's already proving it. They've already apologized for the tactics that they've used. And this is massive. And it just goes to like, the media's not even really covering this. It's like wild. Like, how much more does the media do this? Now, granted, this voicemail thing, I guess, has been since fixed. But this happens, versions of this happen all the time. The levels that journalists will go to just be salacious and report the news is getting scary. It's getting scary. And to know that we can't, they're going to start hacking our phones and going to our voicemails to get the dirt, to go report on it, to make cash. No wonder Harry and Meghan are upset like this. That the reality is, yes, they have a point. They have a point. I mean, his own mother. Come on, how quickly do we forget that? How quickly do we forget that the media is there? So yeah, the media is problematic too, Piers. You don't get to just have a get out of jail card of Harry exposing lies about his family and he's invaded their privacy. Sure, that may be true, but you may have done it as well, and you need to take accountability if you did, because this is messed up, guys. This is crazy. So yeah, new reports that he knew while he was there, and he's been deflecting and denying this all along. Again, what do you guys think? We're going to hear more from this case as it develops. Obviously, there's a lot happening here, including a whole really depressing story about, sorry, let's scroll up and get the thing. His ex-girlfriend, this woman, Chelsea Davy, she basically rejected royal life due to these press intrusions at the time. It was awful. And that can put, you lose your mother to the press, which, let's be honest, that's what happened. And other things may be attributed, of course, but they were chasing her down that tunnel. I firmly believe that was part of it. There are other conspiracy theories, whatever, but that clearly is what's in Harry's head. And then you have his voicemails leaked. They're literally, and they're admitting to doing this legal. Yeah, we did it. We were wrong. We'll just pay you. And that's what they do. They make so much money that they just do it and they settle. And even the royals are like, yeah, just give us the money and stop doing it. No, enough. When is enough enough? This part of it, take Meghan all out of it. It's hard to not side with Harry on this. Like, the press goes too far. The tabloid press, especially it seems in the UK, they go too far. And he has a point. And I'm going to support him on that one for now. Let's see what other evidence he's going to bring out. And Piers better be ready. You can't just keep deflecting on the things Harry's done. Fine, call him out, but we could also call you out, sir. And yeah, to see like, this is awful. This Chelsea Davy apparently was like, I just couldn't do it anymore. It was just awful. The stress and everything else, the paranoia, became suspicious about anybody and stories that were being put out there. Couldn't trust anybody at such a young age. Great challenges in relationships, made him fear for his safety. Every time he was in a relationship or even rumored relationship, that whole person's family and often their friends would be dragged in chaos. And granted, yes, that's part of being a celebrity. I know what Meghan's saying, but to the level that they're literally hacking phones and admitting to unlawful behavior, we can't ignore this, guys. We can't ignore this just because we hate Megsy and Hazzy. What is it? Anyway, the press is not always honest. It's not. I don't really consider myself part of the press. It's weird. I consider myself independent journalist, entertainer to an extent, obviously. But man, part of what I like to do here is call out the hypocrisy and the lies of the mainstream media and the tabloid gossip and the garbage. It's one thing to like speculate over, silly things and have conversations, but to stalk, harass, and hack people, this isn't okay, guys. We got to give Harry some respect here, and good on him for getting this first win. He will be testifying in June, something the Royals have never done. Part of the reason they're upset with him, and I look forward to having this conversation. Should he be? Or does this, if you are not a Harry fan, can you at least understand this? And are you impressed to see this proving to be somewhat truthful? I want to hear your thoughts down below. Do you disagree? Let's have a fair, respectful conversation.